7.2 Lifestyle Consultation, Evaluation and Strategies. Looking at the results to the smoking section of the questionnaire, there are clear answers that can be classed as positives and negatives. The first question asked was if my client smoked at all. The answer received was half positive and half negative. It's negative as any sort of smoking is bad and comes with negative health connotations, like causing cancers of the lungs and diseases like heart attacks, strokes, and coronary heart disease. However, the positives towards this are that my client only smokes socially. This is a positive as it means that my client is not smoking frequently throughout the week and is only smoking on nights out. This in result is saving my client money as they're not having to buy cigarettes regularly on one hand. On the other, it means they're not smoking every week as my client is not going out every weekend, but they are going out most. So there are frequent breaks in the smoking habits, which is and they're showing which means it will be harder to pick up an addiction as my client is not smoking regularly enough to get hooked. This leads to the next question nicely, in that the client states that they only smoke 2 to 4 cigarettes a week if they're going out. This is equal to them having 2 per night out a week. This again is negative, as the smoking health risks are always there, and the diseases can always be caught from smoking any number of cigarettes. But it could be worse, as the majority of serious health risks that come attached to smoking come from being a regular smoker, not so much a social smoker, especially only smoking 2 a night out. But the 2 per night out can still lead to many health problems in the short term, like shortness of breath or visible lower performance levels, showing that even these 2 cigarettes a night out are having negative effects towards my client. The next question was asking if they ever smoked by themselves. The answer was a positive one, as this is because they replied adamantly saying no, that they only smoke when they're on nights out. This is positive as it shows for the 32 years they have been going out, they have not been tempted to smoke by themselves. This is positive, and it means I'm confident in the fact that their social smoking will not develop into anything further like becoming addicted, and it stays strictly at nights out. This will help strongly with them and their progress into their personal fitness, as it means that it won't add more stress to their body while they're trying to improve it. The next question asked was whether any of their family or friends smoke. The answer to this did not come back as ideal as possible, as the results being that my client's parents and some friends smoke. This is not ideal, as it means if I were to try and stop my client from social smoking, it means that the temptations would be all around them when they are trying to stop, and these temptations may overcome them, and they might start to smoke outside of social situations just to fulfill these needs. The final question asked was how much money my client spends averagely a week on smoking. The answer was £5 to £7 a week. This is negative, as the ideal answer would be nothing, as they do not smoke. But looking at the overall situation of my client, they answer later in the questionnaire that they are financially stable with enough money to be spending on luxuries, and this shows that having a regular £5 to £7 coming out the bank per week will not affect my client's ability to perform and improve upon their health. Furthermore, if they're not spending the money on smoking, they would most likely be treating themselves to some fast food or snacks instead, so there'll be negative effects on the body coming from elsewhere. This does not mean I, as a consultant, am encouraging my client to keep smoking, but I'm trying to overall discourage this behaviour. The big positive that my client answered to do with alcohol was that they only drink on special occasions, like weddings or Christmas. This is a positive, as it means all the health risks that come from drinking, like high blood pressure, heart disease, or liver disease, will not be taking effect. This isn't to say my client is safe from these conditions, but they are a lot less likely to contract them not drinking than if they were a regular drinker. Furthermore, the amount that my client does say they drink on these special occasions is minimal, as well as saying they only really get drunk very rarely on the few times they do drink. Another positive to not drinking is that there is a much lower chance of getting injured. This is due to the effects of alcohol. If my client is at a lower chance of getting injured, then they also have a higher chance of staying healthy, along with being able to complete exercise and get healthier. Finally, money is a big factor in my client not drinking. This is because they'll save a lot of money having not spent it on alcohol. This is because drinks can become very expensive, with the cheapest pints being around £4.50 and only increasing. And with it being an addictive substance, these £4.50s seem cheap at the time, but add up and can cause some serious financial trouble if alcohol becomes a big problem in someone's life. The negatives to the alcohol use were limited, but there was the fact that my client's brother drinks a fair bit, as well as their friends, and this could prove to be an issue, as there is always the temptation to have a drink there. A bit like with the smoking, if my client does start to drink more regularly, more action will have to be put in place and health precautions will be put into action because the health risks it can pose. However, I'm confident this wouldn't happen, as again, they've gone 32 years of their life without being a drinker, so there is not much reason for them to start trying to lead a healthier lifestyle. The positive answers to the stress questions were minimal, but they did not state that the stress they do feel is only 2 to 3 times a week, and they're not feeling constantly stressed or pressured to perform at work or socially. This is good as it means the risks of things like hypertension occurring as a result of stress is lower. My client stated they feel stressed occasionally around 2 to 3 times a week. This could be deemed as bad as it means that for periods of the working week, my client could be feeling high blood pressure, headaches, or insomnia. These are all bad and can start having an effect on their work and personal life. Furthermore, they stated that they do not have any effective stress relief. This is also bad, as it means there is no way for them to be able to get rid of the frustration from the stress, and not having effective stress relief will have to be dealt with and a solution found, because not being able to get rid of stress can lead to overstress, where breakdowns can ensue. This is not good for a healthy lifestyle, so it needs to be seen to. They also said they just tend to ride it out when they feel stressed until they're no longer stressed. This again can lead to overstress, as they are not getting rid of their stress instead just letting it build up, even if they think they are dealing with it. Finally, looking at my client's nutrition, it's clear that they're not the healthiest eater. However, they do state that they manage to get some fruit and veg in a day. Furthermore, they said that they are eating as healthy as the rest of their friends and family, so they are not only eating fast food or bad things. This is a positive, as it's hard to shake this if it is constantly all you eat. So having a good starting point to help improve their diet is a bonus. Furthermore, having fast food every day, every once in a while, isn't unhealthy, as it provides fats and other things you don't get as much from strictly eating healthy food. This said, eating it once a week is too much. So if that is the case, it would need to be cut down. Luckily, my client is determined to change to a healthier lifestyle, so I just need to find. Oh no, a second. The physical activity section of the questionnaire shows that my client does not perform any physical exercise. This is negative, as it means that to start performing exercise and get into a healthier lifestyle, my client's having to break their routine, and doing this can be very difficult for some people, especially if it is doing something that they do not want to do. Luckily, my client has stated they're determined to change to a healthier lifestyle, so I need to find exercise that would suit them and not turn them away from a healthy lifestyle. However, there can be positives found from this. They said in the interview that they liked playing football when they were younger and were part of a five-a-side team. This shows that there are sports that they do like to perform, which can be capitalised upon. Furthermore, they said they would like to start performing exercise again, so as there is some sort of desire there to be seen to make a healthier change. But finally, they said they would like to start performing individually, as they're self-conscious on how they'll perform. Looking at the two weaknesses I'm trying to improve, the first is going to be physical activity. This is because they perform none at the minute, and they want to be healthier. So, one of the best ways to becoming healthier is performing physical activity. The second weakness I'll try to improve is nutrition. This is because eating healthier can help your body improve, and all your internal systems will be able to run smoother, and this in turn will lead to them being able to perform better and lead a healthier lifestyle.